Good set, bro.
It's live.
Not numerous. Despite what Elon Musk might say. Who knows? Assimilations. If you know me at all, you can probably guess that I'm not a fan of the Joker's morality, or lack thereof. Where he's an agent for chaos, I like to think of myself as an agent for rational benevolence. Less sexy, I know. But his frustration resonates. Don't talk like one of them, you're not. Even if you'd like to be. To them, you're just a freak. Like me. They need you now, but when they don't, they'll cast you out like a leper. See, there are morals. There are code. It's a bad joke. Dropped at the first sign of trouble. There's only as good as the world allows them to be. I'll show you. When their chips are down, these civilized people, they'll eat each other. See, I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve. Heath Ledger, Christopher Nolan, not my words. I'm not sure if nice is correct. I think that, yeah. Go ahead. I believe you. Poetry workshop. You've got 10 minutes. Pick a life-changing moment, the life-changing moment. I'd pick 2. Write to the you were at 13. I chose 16. End stanzas with, don't do that, boy, as if you're actually listening to the voices of your parents. I heard another one. I believe you. We were on the roof. Maybe I should have jumped. Don't do that, boy. If there had been a little light, the crazy part is the light may or may not have been born yet. Don't do that, boy. That night on the roof, I was trying to come up with sweet nothings. I got nothing. But my internal saboteur, he was spitting like mad. Emphasis on mad. I needed the light to say, don't do that, boy. Fast forward 18 years. I had a rage and anger seething through my veins. I look into the universe, hammer in hand, literally, I had a hammer in my hand, and said, in 10 years, I'll have a doctorate in psychology. Full clarity didn't happen. In the light, switched hands with her brush, reached out and tapped my shoulder. I believe you. Or, don't do that, boy. That being not believing in yourself. And that's how the shift began. And here I am in the Capitol building, performing spoken word because I saw the light. I got one more. I've got one more if I...
Finish one.
Oh, I sincerely, I will not think of it.
About a half hour opening right here.
Oh my goodness, that's big. Apparently, search recognizes apostrophes. There's a word getting thrown around on social media. What's a guy that was a lead singer that wrote like Liar? Like Henry Rollins. I'm attempting something like what was it in my voice? Valid. There's a word getting thrown around on social social media. Schadenfreude. It's a German word meaning an affinity for the misfortune of others. The Germans have a deep psychological connection to that word, its meaning and its implications, its possible ramifications. Schadenfreude in case I just yeah, they know a thing or two about that foxhole. Oh, my bad. Rabbit hole. I meant rabbit hole. Please pardon my Freud. Still in the rabbit hole. Tricks are for kids. That's enjoyed. Anyways, back on tracks. Underground and above. Oftentimes, currently, it seems that the herd is excitingly and waiting. Oftentimes, currently, it seems that the herd is excitedly waiting and hoping that someone will crack. We are systemically and subconsciously, rhythmically, even mistaking an ability to create a bit of chaos in the immediate environment with alpha ascension. Alpha through obstinance and passive aggression are evil. So life isn't a video game, and what I call hand in the cookie jar syndrome will sooner or later get hand smacked, or not. But here's the thing: if you find yourself in that mindset, think about it. Because I'm guessing you haven't really thought it through. If you find yourself having an adrenaline spike or dopamine dump when someone their toes stumps, if you're enjoying the misfortune of others to the point where you try to catalyze it, you might push a button, let's say, just a little push. You might attempt to extract that exact act by means of a distract, like Trippy do. Because I mean, what's funnier than someone tripping, right? Right. So if your joy at times hinders from the misfortune of others, Schadenfreude, what would happen? Would you enjoy if they truly cracked, like straight throat, truly came unhinged, unchained, and they looked at you, mistaking you for the reason their lambs won't stop screaming, and they go with you to silence the noise, to silence the screams, full tilt? Would that be funny? Think about it. Would that make you laugh? There's also a meme I've seen floating. And I just want to say this real quick. And I know this sounds way out of place. I'll play basketball every day, more or less, for 6 months in Los Angeles. 10 different 24-hour fitnesses. Bar none, without question, my favorite one was Compton. Because there was no passive aggression. There was no like, what does that mean? It was just like, boom, let's play basketball, problem solved. It was explained to me rather clearly. And I love this Kelly Kevin. That being said, a quote by Robert E. Howard, the creator of Conan the Barbarian. Civilized men are more discourteous than savages because they know they can be impolite without having their skulls split. Which really just brings into savages and civilized and all of it. Like, let's just redefine all of that because it is so lost. So lost. I'm not saying that might makes right at all. I'm just saying sometimes a bully needs to be shown that being a bully isn't beneficial. I found that hugs to a bully are most often invitations to twist a knife in your back. Whether he was clever enough to place it there in the first place doesn't show up on his or his followers' radar. Troll, clearly. It's just a little purple Schadenfreude. I mean, I don't mean to be mean with my means, I just mean I'm curious why so serious.